Alright, continuing on with the second half of our assignment of equation solving, we'll go to problem 17. 17, we have 2.5x minus 3 1/3 equals 2. My first step, and there's a number of different approaches you can take to each of these problems. My preference is to turn everything into an improper fraction, multiply through by the common denominator, and get rid of the fractions altogether. So first let's turn this into improper fractions. So we'll go 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So this becomes 5 halves x. And in 3, for each whole number, there are 3/3. So if I go if there's 3 of them, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 more gives me 10. So this is minus 10/3 equals 2. Alright, now I'm going to look at the common denominator, and I see it's 6. So what I'm going to do is multiply both sides of the equation by 6. Alright, now I will use distributive property. So I'm going to take 6, multiply 6 by 5 halves x, and then multiply 6 by 10/3, negative 10/3. So this becomes 6 times 5 halves x minus 6 times 10/3 equals 6 times 2. Alright, so if I take and multiply the 6 times 5, I get 30. So this becomes 30 over 2x. And this 6 times 10 becomes 60. And that's over 3. And 2 times 6 is 12. Then I simply do a division. So I go 30 divided by 2 gives me 15. So I have 15x, and 60 divided by 3 gives me 20, so minus 20 equals 12. So by performing these steps, I've now taken and actually have rewritten the equation so that it's now written so there's no fractions involved. Okay? Now we'll go ahead and solve as we ordinarily do. So I'm going to add 20 to both sides of the equation, get rid of the constant on the variable side of the equation. So this becomes 15x, and on the right side of the equation we get 32. And now simply to isolate the variable, to get x by itself on one side of the equation, you notice that 15 is multiplying x, so we'll use the inverse operation and we'll divide. So we'll go 15x divided by 15, and what you do to one side of the equation, you do to the other. So we'll go 32 divided by 15. So we have x now is equal to 32/15. If I wanted to turn that into a mixed number, how many times does 15 go into 32? Well, it goes in twice, and we have 2 remainders. So we could rewrite this as 2 and 2/15, and we are done. Oftentimes, math books will leave it in improper fraction form, so 32/15 would work just as well.